The John Lebang Show has been known to make people laugh, sing, think, scream, throw things in rage, and generally lose their minds. Listener discretion is advised.
Worldwide and out to the greater universe, you're listening to the John Lebang Show.
Greetings, Earthlings, and welcome back to another week of broadcasting, and we've got lots to talk about. When I was going over the vast amount of subject matter that I wanted to discuss on the show, I didn't even know how to start the night because there's plenty of fake news providers out there that I'd like to expose, and there's a local case happening with our city hall that I'm telling you, I have information, but I'm not really given permission to talk about it. But I have information, and I'm wanting to express to you what I know about the situation without crossing some kind of line. There's also the reparations talk happening, and the the fake racial beating, juicy schmuck over there. You know, there's a lot. And I don't know where to begin, because I think each one has its own importance and should be at the top of the list, but we can't do that. So I'm going to ask you to forgive me tonight if I jump around from topic to topic and topic and then revisit it a little bit later on as the show moves forth. So let's get to the local subject matter, because I think it needs to be, some light needs to be shed on a few things. First off, I've not had direct contact with the mayor. The only time I attempted to talk to the mayor, I basically got the no, you can't see the mayor, you're not important enough to see the mayor, even though I'm a resident of Taylor. But whatever. But I know plenty of people who do business for the city as well as do business with other companies. And I've spoken to a great deal of these people. Now, it's still hazy about what is really going on down at City Hall. FBI raided it. That's what we know for sure. And it was on some kind of corruption type situation. What I know, what was going on in the city of Taylor, and I did not want to let everybody know this because I wasn't given permission. It was, this information was given to me in confidence. And I don't break my oath of confidence with a person just to make a few radio scores to get maybe a couple listeners. But I've been toying with it now that this stuff is out in the open. How should I approach this? Because I want to tell you the things I know, but I do not want to ruin the confidence between me and the people who have given me some inside information. But what I can tell you is, at least from the people I've talked to, my sources, the mayor was working really tight with some property management company, and there was a lot of dirty dealings going on there with the property management company as it relates to campaign contributions from what I'm... Just picture this in your head if you can. A corrupt politician needs money for his campaign. He's got some buddies in the real estate market who have lots and lots of properties inside that city. Henceforth, they need lots of repairs, so they have lots of contractors coming in and out of there, and lots of material suppliers also dealing with these property management people. And well, it turns out that there was the information I'm getting is that there was a little play being made by the property management owner on behalf of the elected to... You can use whatever words you want, but they were basically hinting that if they didn't make strong campaign contributions to the mayor's re-election bid, that they would lose contracts and they wouldn't get jobs. Now, I think that's as much as I can tell you without blowing away the confidence between myself and the sources I have. But just on that alone, and trust me, the sources I have, they're trustworthy, in my opinion. I've checked them out. I know who they are, and we have dealings. So I think these are credible sources. And I kept this to myself because I didn't know how to handle this in the past. Because I didn't want to not only ruin that connection I had with the sources, but I didn't want to damage business relationships between different companies because I had dealings with that as well. So it was a thing I was just like, okay, I know about this. It doesn't make me happy, but there's not a whole lot I could do about it. So bringing it up would have been probably more trouble than it was worth because, well, let's just say ever since this mayor has held the seat, he has had some of the city thugs going around and finding people extra for little things in their property, finding any reason to bring them down and to get money out of them. Ever since this guy took over. This is the same guy, the mayor that is, that would put his picture on every pamphlet there was that was sent out by the city. He loved showing his face off and his family's face off. I'm sure he was just going to use the office of mayor as a stepping stone. He would be mayor for a little while, then maybe he would move up to state representative or maybe even national, one of the Senate seats or whatever, whenever Stabenow or somebody else left. He was one of those D's that we talk about here on the show. Pretty hardcore D. The FBI raided the City Hall just this past week, too. And in light of what I, just gave you a little glimpse of, a little glean of little evidence of what I know, a little taste of what I know, I see now I should have talked about this before. I should have brought this out. But it all makes sense now. It all makes sense. And though I'm not a big supporter of the FBI and their endeavors, if we can clean out the corruption in my city, which has been prevalent and there's not a whole lot the residents have been able to do, because there's been a little bit of a mob mentality when it comes to the public office. And I know some people who I'm close with, they have relatives that are very, very passionate, and if you don't see things in the same light, things happen randomly to people. So you see that was on my mind all week, what was going on down there. Later on, we're going to talk about the blatant liars, and not only the mainstream media, because you know how critical I am of those people. But I have a new listener, or a few new listeners, I should say, to the show. But one in particular sent me a video, and I watched it because, okay, people sending me stuff, I try to be responsive to my listeners. I mean, if they take the time to listen, I should take the time to, see what they're saying. And it wasn't one of the hate mails, I get a lot of those, but this was actually somebody on the positive side. So I watched the video, and Lord have mercy, we're going to have to get into this when we get back off a break, because I still can't believe that so many people listen to utter BS. Utter BS. You guys ready to pay those reparations? Because those are going to be shoved down our throat. Green New Deal or New Green Deal, or the whole political system right now is so out of whack. So out of whack. I've seen a Gallup poll. More conservatives in America than liberals. Liberals only are leading in 6 states. They say California, this is how skewed this one is, because it's a bunch of hogwash. They say California split down the middle. Except they're always Democrat. They always vote Democrat. It's always Democrat when you're talking about the presidential. When's the last time California voted for a Republican presidential candidate? If you can answer that question, you'll win a prize. Leave the answer in the comment section or the chat room, and the first one to do it, we'll send you a special gift from the John Lebang Show. With that being said, it's time for a break. Don't go anywhere, folks. We've got more coming your way.
Hey, Uncle Shady, where are they going? Hey, you, get back here. The John Lebang Show will be right back.
Does your house need a paint job, but you don't want to do it? Then call Tom at Quality One Painting. He can handle all of your interior and exterior painting needs. He gives free estimates and senior discounts. Call Tom at Quality One. 313-982-2986. That's 313-982-2986. Quality One Painting.
You're listening to the John Lebang Show.
And it's so much fun. Why you keep talking? Oh, am I not supposed to? No. Oh, back to John.
All right, welcome back. We have turned on the banger cam for this second segment. So we want to welcome everybody on Facebook and YouTube who are now tuned into the broadcast. This will go for about 14 minutes or so, and then we'll turn off the banger cam for a little bit, if not for the rest of the show. But because this pertains, or at least this next segment pertains to the media, and including the alternative media and the YouTubers in general, I thought it was a good idea to include them in the discussion. So let's start with the recent findings and the conspiracy of Juicy Schukette and the hoax that was created between him and 2 Nigerian people. We now know, as reported last week on the John Lebang Show, The interesting thing about this is CNN continues to carry the narrative, even though we now know that the whole thing was staged. They continue